and puncture. Medical Doctor Prince Amwabeng Agri is a member of the National Communications team. Ebo Bakman is a Deputy Director of Communications of the United Party, who will join us. And also Kamal Dean Abdullah is a Deputy National Communications Director of the NPP. Let's begin our conversation first on what looks like Dumsor or is not Dumsor. And the president insists that it is not Dumsor. The ECG insists that it is not Dumsor. The people say they see Dumsor. What exactly is it? Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Use the microphone for me, please. And how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Johnny. And I hope you are doing well.
I'm greater than Accra. Why have you brought back Dumsor? Your government came to power, no Dumsor.
You know, whenever it comes to the topic of Dumsor, it's something first of all, before I begin, let me say a lovely good morning to our lovely listeners. And we are going to have a couple of insightful discussions. Now, Dumsor is something for me personally I'm extremely passionate about. Okay, I remember somewhere in 2013, 2014, the initial episode of this whole Dumsor crisis. I was still in school by then in the university. Right. And you realize that there are certain times that you may have exam coming up the following day. And the day before, Charlie, you have to do some last minute preparation. Right. And you realize that the whole night, Dumsor. So your preparation, your last minute preparation is so it's something that we've pushed, we continue to push, and we continue to try and then prevent. Now, during the initial episode, which is between about 2013 to 2016, right. Initial Dumsor, we made certain interventions, like the construction of the American plants
on 3 FM,
and the expansion of our existing infrastructure. Now, recently, we've seen certain power outages and certain challenges we are experiencing. And before I begin, I would want to plead with the general public, especially. I know sometimes you have food stored in your fridge. Right. You have for those who sell food in wholesale. You know, some people even have cold stores. Right. You know, it leads to loss and then a lot of food getting spoiled. In fact, recently, you know, I prepared some very appetizing contemporary stew. Or had some very appetizing contemporary stew, and you know, due to the power outages, I realized the stew got spoiled. So it's something we are very passionate about. Now, so this is the current situation. Okay, since the beginning of April, we have been experiencing certain, you know, random pockets of isolated incidences of power outages across the country. And these disruptions, okay, were initially, okay, due to what we call planned changes with regards to the transformers. Right. Okay, you realize that throughout the history of Ghana, okay, in fact, let's say over 20 years ago, the same transformers, let's say if one transformer was initially taking care of about 20,000 people. Right. Now, that same transformer is taking care of over 80,000 to 100,000 people. Which means there's more workload for the transformer to do. Exactly. It leads to increased stress, strain, and eventually, you know, these things need to be maintained. Okay.
I'll have you hold your horses. Let's connect on the phone line with Dr. Charles Nini Aiku. He is the Director of External Communications for the Electricity Company of Ghana. Doc, thank you very much indeed for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please, how are you doing?
I am greater than Accra, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Great. Now, the talk in town is that Dumsor is back. What do you say about that, sir?
Thank you once again, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. I'm not aware of the fact that Dumsor is back. What I'm aware is that we have enough generation
Sunrise on 3
that
FM.
for since the 23rd or so, we experienced a very major fire incident at Rico's Akosombo substation. And that has affected power generation and supply within some parts of the country. So the issue of Dumsor is something I'm not aware of.
Now, if you are not aware of it, what could the people then be complaining about, that their lights keep going off, and for some 12 hours, some 24 hours, some intermittently? How do you explain it, sir?
Okay, so aside the major fire incidents that has occurred, there are already pockets of challenges within our network. And for some few or so days, we've experienced some weather changes, which of course means that there's going to be high demand for power. Yes. So aside the incidents at the Gridco, there are already existing pockets of challenges in the network, which has resulted in the full-scale planned installation and upgrade of our transformers. So that is the current situation now.
Now, in terms of those who are asking the nagging questions, saying that their stuff are being destroyed, their work is being impeded, what sayest thou today?
We sincerely apologize. We are so let's pick the incident at the Gridco.
Right.
As we speak, our engineers, our technical people from BCG, from VIA and Gridco, are working to ensure that the various parts of the country that went off during the incident will come back. A lot of work has been done. And I'm very much aware, for that I'm aware, that some areas are back online or back on supply.
Right.
Gradually, we should be able to see some improvement, some major improvement when it comes to the restoration of power very soon. And we sincerely apologize. You know, it is not easy. And I must confess that as a staff of ECG, I'm not excluded from these experiences. We don't take delight in switching off or promoting outages. Even if for nothing at all, my parents, my family members, my friends like you, colleagues, church members are also suffering same. We are in this thing together. So I would continue to urge the public to remain calm and assure them that the situation is under control. But we sincerely apologize. And as we do always with people like you and your media house, whenever there are further updates, that we provided. Fortunately, the minister will give full-scale presentation on this afternoon. And I'm sure a lot of us will be updated on the current situation.
These transformers that are being swapped for new ones, when do we hope to complete the process? Because I don't remember that we're given a timeline for that, sir.
Well, so at the press conference, which of course was covered by Media General, a lot of these issues were addressed. We looked at there was a timeline, and we said for the immediate interventions, which is up to 6 months, we hope to inject about 2,500 distribution transformers to relieve overloaded stations across all operational areas. We're also going to replace hundreds of damaged transformers and associated materials, including ring main units and distribution pillars.
Right.
Within that same 6 months, replace 1,500 routing poles in the low voltage network under operation keep the lights on. And then when you move to the category 2, which is the short to long term investment, that's in 6 to 12 months, we are constructing the distribution control transfer links to provide alternative supply paths. So when it comes to some of our networks, some have been designed, they have the old designs, which will provide alternative supply paths. So if this area goes off, it is difficult to reroute connections. So now we are looking at developing or constructing these distribution control transfer links that will provide that alternative supply path. So if this site goes off and there's a challenge, we should be able to do that. And this is a major redundancy strategy that we've put in place to help resolve issues like this. So yes, there's a plan, there's a strategy, and we hope to deploy that as we move along. And as I said, it's progressive.
Right.
So we urge our customers to bear with us. It's been a difficult time.
I was in Bolga. The lights were off at some point. In Tamale as well, the lights were off because I was descending. I came to Accra via flight last night, and the lights were off at certain areas. Are we doing this transformer change across the country, if that's the understanding, sir?
Okay. So the Volta and Oti regions have very peculiar issues. It has got nothing to do with the current transformer replacement because we are yet to move to the Volta region to do that. But there's an issue with low voltage coming from our national transmission grid. So the GridCo, as well as ECG, have come together and we've conducted a joint site visit. Now, some of the areas are being fed on the 69 kV line. We are looking at increasing that system to 161 kV. And with government support, we've been able to start the process, which will be along the Eastern Corridor Transmission Project, which has, of course, started. So we are going to construct a 45-kilometer, 161 kV transmission line from Asiepe to Ho, and we are going to build a new box supply point in Ho. So with a new box supply point in Ho, it means that when we pick the power from GridCo, we are able to now get it step down within our own new BSP within the region. That is Ho. So from there, all those who were on a different line and were having low voltage will now be moved to the new BSP line, and then that will be resolved. So the entire transmission corridor from Asiepe to KGB would really improve and fall within the standard values. So there's going to be a new BSP in Ho, and that will have 5 times the transmission capacity of the existing one.
When all of this is said and done, what will be the quality of the delivery from your end for the people of Ghana in terms of power supply?
Great. So when all this is said and done, there's going to be a better reliability when it comes to our network. So there's going to be increased power supply within these areas and reduce system overloads and equipment failures. It also minimizes the frequency and duration of outages and overall improve voltage stability and service reliability.
Now, the 1,000 megawatts of power that is currently off the grid because of what happened in Akosombo relative to the grid substation must have taken a heavy toll. How is ECG managing that? Could that be the reason we're experiencing the power outages here and there?
Of course. The incidents had a great impact on our power supply. But I can assure you, of course, the minister will give details this afternoon. I can assure you that there have been significant improvements in the restoration of power within that sector. I mean, that after that incident. So, not to jump the gun, let's wait for the minister to give full-scale report on the situation for better appreciation.
Is ECG ever going to consider inclusion of solar power in your mix? Because we started off with hydro. Along the line, you brought in thermal. Now the sun is blazing. Is ECG going to consider harvesting it for our sakes so we can get power?
In fact, there are a lot of conversations around that. We've had meetings with the Energy Commission on this. And so, never say never.
I don't understand, sir.
Yeah, what I mean is that there are a lot of conversations around solar.
Right.
Right. Even we Power has a solar farm and all of that. And if we are distributors and our source of power or some of our generating stations are using solar to augment current hydro and thermal systems, then it's something that must be considered. So there are conversations around that. And as I said, if I said never say never, it means that we are open for further discussion, assess the systems, and make sure that whatever we include will be at the benefit of our customers. Whatever will promote better power reliability, that will make our customers, the general public, comfortable and go about their normal duties, reliable power, no low voltage issue, but within the standard values, we are in for it. So all these things are being considered. And when the master plan is rolled out, I'm sure you get to know about it.
Dr. Charles Ninia Iku, I thank you very much indeed for your time. He's the manager for external communications of the Electricity Company of Ghana. We're grateful, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful too.
And it's some 54 minutes after 8. That's 6 minutes to the top of the hour 9. Here's the Minister for Energy and Green Transitions, Dr. John Jenapo, talking about the Akosombo substation fire situation and demanding for an emergency overhaul and audit of all grid ecosystems. Listen.
National security from all the other parastatals who matter. And we're giving them 2 weeks, maximum 3 weeks, to do a detailed, thorough investigation, the cause of the incident, whether there were any human elements, whether there was any negligence, and then based on their report, we can take it up. But immediately, our principal focus and our main focus is restoration of power. And the Chief Executive of GridCo, the Chief Executive of VRA, all those who matter are here. And I've charged them to work 24/7. They've indicated that they're going to work 24/7 with different gangs. The first objective is to evacuate Unit 1 by close of today. What they will do is that they will isolate the power and feed it into the system. I've asked them to proceed without compromising safety, without compromising standards and best practices. And so we would continue to work. Let me appeal to Ghanaians. Yes, there's a major explosion which resulted in a major fire incident. Be that as it may, we intend to overcome that challenge and we'll work around the clock to overcome the challenge.
How soon is time we having such explosion?
I'm told it's not the first time we've experienced an explosion. But this fire, the level of the fire is quite severe and serious. And so the question is that, how long did it take for the fire to be extinguished? Could we have responded much earlier? These are issues that the committee will come up with.
Earlier, we heard you saying you've also asked that we do an overhauling of all energy sectors or units.
Now, what we do is that periodically we do a systems audit of our units to ensure that everything is up to date. But I'm saying that following this incident, I'm ordering an emergency overhaul and audit of all our systems once again to ensure that all the systems are robust, not just the power sector, but also the petroleum sector.
Without prejudice, what could happen to anybody found comparable in case somebody is involved in this?
Let the results come. Let we get the report, and I assure you that we'll follow the report to the letter.
For us, what we're interested in will be, when will power be restored to these affected communities?
I said that from today. Their target is that by the close of today, they will restore the first unit and continue through that process.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Dr. Agri is my guest. He speaks on the ticket of the NDC. So you heard the minister, and then you heard the ECG official telling us and contextualizing the situation. But for the ordinary man out there, these things are just words and perhaps officialese, because they are thinking of, how do we get light? How do we get light to iron, to cook, to store our stuff, to run our business? How do we get light for the children to be able to read? And I'm sure that back in the day, like you just rightly alluded, you had opportunity to go around and just to make sure that you are learning to get your medical certificates properly done. The children of today, the market women of today, the men and women in this country today who may not want to hear any of this, but they want to see the light. What have you to say to them?
So to the children, adolescents, young adults, students, still studying and
Sunrise on 3FM.
All I want to say is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has always been committed in his fight or in his commitment towards the energy sector in particular, towards making sure we have constant, regular electricity. And this is evidenced by the varied and extensive work we've done in the energy sector. In regards to the establishment and expansion of the current infrastructure that we had between 2013 and 2016, and also in regards to the operationalization of the Ameri plant, and then just to name a few. So I understand it can be frustrating. In fact, sometimes when the lights go off, mosquitoes and houseflies, so you wouldn't be able to get your adequate number of hours or requisite hours needed for you to rest, between 6 to 8 hours.
Right.
Okay, so what happens is, for even students, you realize that you're not able to rest properly, and by the time you go to class the following day, you're already tired. So I understand it's a major issue. Okay, but I want to ensure, and I want to reiterate His Excellency's commitment in regards to the development of the energy sector. We can see during the previous NDC government, there were so many landmarks that we did in addition to the establishment of the Atuabo gas processing plant, which was a major milestone in regards to the allowing Ghana to be able to process our own gas in order to generate electricity.
Right.
So I'm very confident that John Mahama is going to address the needs of the children, the adolescents and adults, and currently not only children go to school. A lot of the working class citizens are doing masters and PhDs and all that. So it's a big issue. It's a big issue that we are addressing. But as the Honourable Minister has stated, categorically, clearly, and without that, it is being worked on. Certain interventions have been put in place to ensure that the problem is going to be curbed. The engineers and technical teams are currently on site and working around the clock to assess the damage and then stabilize the system, and also restore the generation as quickly as possible. And it is important for us to emphasize that this is this was unforeseen, and it is a peculiar thing. It's not something that's here to stay. It was out of the blue. It was a sudden fire explosion at our Gridco, one of our Gridco substations in Akosombo, which caused or led for us to shut down temporarily the Akosombo, and which led to the loss of 1,000 megawatts of electricity being generated, which is very substantial. We're looking at the amount we then generate on a daily basis. Yeah, so I want to assure and reiterate that this afternoon at 2 p.m., the Honorable Minister will be addressing the public to give extensive details on the work that has been done and the work that he intends to implement in this sector. Okay, but I want to assure the public that this is something that's not here to stay. It's something that's temporary, it's something that we are going to work on, and then something that is going to resolve within the soonest possible time.
Kamaldeen Abdullah is joining us. He's a Deputy National Communications Director of the NPP. He has his eyes on the Nanton seat, is it? Kamal, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. But I may be surprising you. I'm yet weighing stuff there.
Others are also pulling you away from Nanton.
We'll see how it goes.
They are pulling you elsewhere.
We'll see how it goes. It
looks like people may not be happy with you.
This is politics, so
they have been with you since the beginning.
I'm not saying no, but I'm saying that this is politics we do, and it's laced with so much dynamics, and sometimes you have to weigh options and look at things very well. But for now, of course, I am an illustrious son of Nanton, and I continue to be. I am also a member of the party there, locally, and I have contested 2 times, or I've attempted 2 times to become their candidate or member of parliament. It didn't work out, but of course, trust me, we're still on. So all is on the table, and we'll see how it goes. So whatever it is, I'll get back to you on it.
I know that there are conversations about Dumsor and whether or not it is back. The NDC insists that Dumsor is not back. The minister says it's not back. ECG says it is not back. But for the ordinary man out there who's running a barber shop, who is a welder, who does ice cream, who does a mini, cold store, and all those other businesses that require electricity, they think that Dumsor is back. What do you think?
Yeah. Before I begin, let me say good morning once again to you. I think you kind of ambush me with the Nanton issue, so
journalists will always be journalists.
I could not say a very good morning to my brother sitting here, and of course to your cherished listeners of 3 FM, wherever they are, 92.7. I want to say good morning to them, and to your good self. You see, when your key is missing and you claim it is not missing, opening your door shall be very difficult for you. And as a result, when you are unable to open it, you would have to sleep out. And the rain will lash at you very, very well. That is the situation NDC finds themselves this morning.
Is on 92.7.
You see, I recall when I was listening to my brother when he made reference to 2014, 2015. When Dumsor,
as a student.
Yeah, as a student. He was a student and all that. I was listening to him actually. 2014, 2015, thereabout, when it started, this was how actually they started with excuses. First, they said it was some pipe within the gas pipeline that was broken and that they were going to fix it and blah, blah, blah. If you recall.
Yes, I remember that.
Then it ended up being promises upon promises, excuses upon excuses, and until people were dying under Dumsor, under NDC. You see, I wish them well, and I don't wish Ghanaians go through that situation again. No, I don't. It is my prayer we keep the lights on. More so when they came on the back of promising 24-hour economy. In fact, they're even constructing markets. As I speak now, they say they have issued contracts to the tune of 260-something contracts to build 24-hour economy markets. Which markets shall be fitted with lights and a whole lot of things. I heard the local government minister telling us that, look, this is unprecedented, never before. Can you run 24-hour economy without energy?
It is impossible.
Very. You can't do that. I would have thought that what fundamentally you ought to have fixed properly was your energy base.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
Why are we paying for Dumsor levy today? Because the argument is that we wanted to keep the lights on. Because we are saddled with debts in that area. And for that matter, Ghanaians should listen to us, agree to us, pay 1 cedi on each liter of fuel you buy. That is how cruel this government is.
But you've seen the transformers, haven't you?
With all respect, I'm taking you, I'm trying to tell you who they are.
A certain trajectory.
Yes. So we accepted and agreed to pay the 1 cedi.
To keep the power on.
Even though they said betting tax, e-levy were all obnoxious taxes. In fact, if I come out, I don't stick lotto. And there's no day I will ever come
Pay
out
your religion.
stick lotto. That's me. That's my belief. I see it as evil. It's my nature. So there's no way betting tax would have even gotten me. And I believe there are many out there who thinks like me. So that was a tax that you ought to pay if you actually engage in it. But fuel, whether I like it or I don't like it, my brother Hughes, I buy fuel. Even on my way, I bought fuel. And I paid 1 cedi on each liter to government. Because government told me that if I pay that 1 cedi, I'm assured of my lives being on. The story is different this morning. And I told you, they started with excuses of gas pipeline and whatever. Now, look, my brother, what did my brother say? Look, Ghanaians, we are awake. When did the explosion happen?
About 3 days ago.
And when did Dumsor start? So how can that be the excuse now? You see, let's get serious. 3 days ago, the explosion occurred. And before 3 days ago, I listened to you when you were interviewing my brother.
That's Nini Aiko.
Ni said, no, there's no Dumsor.
Yes, that's what the ECG says.
What do you mean? Dumsor is what? My life is gone off and back. Simple. So what do you mean that there's no Dumsor?
How different is that from Dumsor here?
So he should have given me a term. You asked him a simple question. Is there Dumsor? He said there's no Dumsor. He doesn't know of Dumsor. Meanwhile, my life goes off for 24 hours. You even gave me an example when you went to Upper East and the rest. And the man who is supposed to give me hope is telling me there's no Dumsor. Me who is experienced, my good brother's stew got bad.
Oh, were you there in his fridge?
No, he told me. He said he had some appetizing stew.
Yes, appetizing stew.
And it affected him. They denied him eating his contemporary stew.
How did you know it was contemporary stew?
He said it. He mentioned it. We're not listening to him.
He said appetizing.
No, he said appetizing contemporary stew. Listen to him.
Okay.
I will not lie against him.
After he then, I'm going to respond.
No, you see, so I am telling you what they have subjected Ghanaians to, including themselves. And yet they say we should take them serious.
They say it's for a period. It will end after the transformers are changed.
A precedent. That was how they started. Gas pipeline. It was for a period. This was this. It ended up taking us years. Look, let me tell you. Facts. We need money. The solution is money. Make sure our thermal plants are running. Make sure there's crude. Be frank to the people. Tell them that the war that occurred, crude has not come in more. We are managing what we have. Tell them.
Can we end this cycle with solar power, for example?
Look, I have been to the Ministry of Energy. You know, I serve on 2 energy boards.
That's right.
And I had so much interest in the Ministry of Energy. And I had a good friend who was also a chief director there sometime. So I used to ask a lot of questions.
Right.
And I used to go there. And there was this conversation around clean energy. Okay, which you have alluded to solar and all that.
Right.
Clean energy, that is wind energy, solar and all that. There's a conversation around, and I think there has been a document. There's even an office created at the Ministry of Energy in charge of that. Okay, I would have thought that there are private companies in this country now who I went to a friend around Botema, and his house is fully solar.
Yeah.
Fully solar. I asked him, and he gave me the cost of how much he spent. Fully solar. He's not with the grid at all.
He's on his own.
He's on his own. He doesn't use the grid at all. And his air condition, everything is working. So what I would have thought was that government quickly, let me profess the solution to them. Let my brother Jonapo call all these companies on board. Just like we wanted to do with 1D, 1F.
Right.
Private companies who are into this solar, invite them to the table. We have about 10 or 20 or 15. If you have them, tell them that, look, these are the criteria we have put for you. If you can meet those criteria, you be in charge of OT region. You be in charge of that region. You be in charge of this. Then, of course, government is going to look at how we can subvent. Okay? For example, if a citizen of this country says that, okay, I want solar in my house. Okay? This company is supposed to do that. And then they work out the mathematics, and it's maybe, say, it's going to cost the person 100,000 cedis. Obviously, there's no much money. Government say, okay, as a result of clean energy and whatever that's going to go, the incentive we are going to give is that we may take 30% of the cost. You get what I mean? Then aggregate all that comes back to Parliament, just as we have done for the fuel side. Okay? And say, look, we have promised that we're going to do this subvention for this. This is what's practical. So Parliament, can we pass a law that on this sector and this sector and this sector, some taxes that are there, let's give a small notch higher. Either 1%, 2%, 3%, and aggregate that money to be able to cushion for the 30% that we are talking to pay for. Trust me, my brother, this your solar suggestion would work if only we are deliberate about it. Now, those companies who are private companies will now work together. They are registered with the Energy Ministry and then by extension ECG. They will now work with the public. So who is interested will now come in, and then you have a quota to pay. Government has a quota to pay to the contractor, and then we say that, okay, let's pilot. Amasaman, we are targeting 100 houses. This area we are targeting 200 houses. This area we are doing this. Distribute among the private companies. And I tell you, when we do this by close of 5 years, you see where Ghana will be in terms of clean energy.
But you could have done it when you were in government.
It doesn't matter. That is why maybe we were voted out. Simple. Don't always try to compare. You told me you have superior ideas. You have superior arguments. You have advanced.
And so far they have not shown any.
You are better than us.
So far they have not shown any.
But what have they shown when we are in Dumsor? Were you in Dumsor?
Yes.
You were not in Dumsor?
I was not.
Please, let's be very factual. You were not. You were not. We kept the lights on until they came. And we even told them that, hey, Ghanaians, watch out. When they come, they'll put off your lights.
The lights were good. I interviewed Napo. I interviewed.
With the greater respect. Hold on. With the greater respect, I was in Ghana, and you can open the phone lines and find out.
Hold on.
They were not Dumsor like we are seeing today.
I interviewed Napo, and he told me that what we have is called Dumsor.
That was when they were working on that power plant. It was a short-term thing they did. But the lies kept on for very long time with us under us. And you promised you are going to do the best. And we warn Ghanaians against these people. That look, these are people who will come with all lofty ideas, promises, and they cannot do anything, they can't deliver. And they have shown it. So I am telling you that they don't have superior argument. This is NDC for you. And there is no way we are going to sit down and watch them. Now this comparison of MPP didn't do this, that is not a yardstick. Your yardstick is that you told Ghanaians that they should give confidence to you. They did that. Just like the Galamsey. You told them every 1 week you can finish it. Sam George. At the end of the day, where is Galamsey now? It's West. You are even insulting reverend ministers for speaking about it. Yes.
They have apologized for it.
They are even insulting reverend ministers. They are even insulting professors. Professor Adai Mensah and co. They are insulted. Even the president himself says what? His own people are in Galamsey. Who have you arrested? So that is how they are. That's their stock in trade, NDC. And I am telling you that Ghanaians are watching them. That no wonder their goodwill has declined, has actually nosedived. So on Dumsor, of course, I have listened to the technocrats. I've listened to my brother, and we are here to listen to the energy minister. But when you asked me a question on the solar, that's why I actually gave my view and my perspective.
So for you, Dumsor is back for you.
For now, you see, so long as my lights goes off and then on, it's still Dumsor. So of course that's what it is until it's solved.
Okay.
So when you ask me whether it's back, I'll tell you it's back. It's back. That is why I was surprised the man didn't tell you yes there was lights off, but he ended up telling you, look, first he said they had generational problem.
That's right.
They didn't tell that there were no generational problems earlier. They told that it was transformers they were changing. Now he is saying that there are generational problems. Then when you ask him about Polga and then Volta, then he said, oh, they were low voltages. Since when did we know about low voltages? They didn't tell us this. So please, that's what I'm saying. That look, my brother Junapor should not be used. He's a smart gentleman.
He's being used.
Of course, he's being used.
By who?
By technocrats. Make sure you work well. They can mess you up. That's me.
Okay.
My brother Junapor should not just sit down, not be an armchair. I know him. You understand? Make sure they give you proper briefing.
Okay.
And then you follow up.
Okay.
And then if what the state call a spade, tell us that this generational capacity is out. We can't get it. Give us timelines. We can get it around maybe 2 years or 3 years or 1 year. Let Ghanaians be prepared and know. So if you want to sit down and play semantics around this whole matter, then of course it is why we do the
Okay. Well, 4 years ago, I'll give you a right of response. Kamal also have a right to respond.
Response to what?
He says he wants to respond to.
What he wanted to say. Listen to you. But
if he does,
he's still how he still went bad. He was not.
If you do, then he will also. That's okay. So just to be fair, but hold on for me. Let me take you to 4 years ago. Listen to this, a bit of it of TV3 New Day.
For Finance was in Parliament, read in full detail what the government's intention is for the 2022 fiscal year. Part of what he read included a portion on energy, petroleum, and all the related issues. This morning we have in studio a medical doctor, politician, who's also the member of Parliament for Mensha South, and he's an honourable member responsible for, honourable minister responsible for energy, the Honourable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, popularly known as Napo. Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning, bro.
You look very well.
Thank God.
How's the energy ministry doing?
It's steady. Steady, growing. We are happy.
You're happy?
Comfortable.
Is Dumsor back?
Is it back? Yourself, the question should be asked.
No, I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you. You're a consumer. I'm a policy maker. Is Dumsor back?
What feedback are you picking?
None. Actually, the feedback I'm picking is that when it's even raining, the lights are on.
Okay. So Dumsor is not back?
It's never going to be back.
I see. Are we done with Dumsor?
No, we are not.
We are not.
We are not.
So then there are a few bottlenecks here and there that you're trying to
Obviously, if I don't accept that, that's probably a biggest lie.
Okay.
And we accept the fact that we need to still invest in our energy sector to be able to ensure that there's affordable, reliable electricity. Energy security is key. And one of them is electricity security or energy access. So government understands that it needs to put in an investment in the right places. Of course, governments have put in investments in the power generators. Government needs to put in the investors in the transmitters, and the local distribution companies for faults to be as minimal as possible, to prevent the occurrence of what you tried to describe it and equate it to doom. So,
not me.
Which is not
the Ghanaian public.
Which is
the
not.
Ghanaian public.
But let's be frank. Let's go back to 4 years, 2012, 2016, when every day, in that 4 years, there was electricity rationing.
Okay.
All over the country. No part of the country was left unscathed. And tell me, this last year, if we have seen that.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Welcome back, Dr. Agri. You had a point of rebuttal quickly. Let's hear that. That was Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, by the way. This was from 4 years ago, where Dumsor, he admitted that there's, on and off, but it is to fix the problem, not Dumsor as we had
4 years ago, right?
Yes, 4 years ago.
So
exactly, this 4 years.
So, Johnny, I find it very hypocritical and deceitful that a member of the MPP can sit here and make certain serious allegations. Now, just about 4 years ago, there was a serious Dumsor crisis which was happening in this country. And we live in a country where the former energy minister sat down and threw his hands in despair and asked us to draw our own schedule. How can you be so rude when talking to the Ghanaian people? The people who elected you into office, the people who gave you the power in order to govern and rule over them. And you throw your hands and then just throw your weight about, talking to them so arrogantly. No. We won't allow that, which is why certain changes were made. Now, we live in a country where the member of the MPP has an F1 treaty to accuse the NDC, whilst it was found out that there was massive economic mismanagement with regards to the ECG. I mean, in fact, there was the cumulative loss between 2017 and 2024. Just with the ECD was over 24 billion Ghana cedi. Now, after the end of 2024, after when we took power, the whole energy sector had a debt. The debt had ballooned to about 68 billion Ghana cedi. Johnny, do you know do you know what this money could have been used to do? You know, it is estimated that the average cost of a transformer, you know, ranges between about 100,000 to about 500,000 US dollars. Can you imagine the number of transformers these huge sums of money could have bought? And the MPP has the effrontery and the guts to sit here and then accuse a party or a government who introduced so many interventions with regards to the energy sector. Now, Kamaldeen cannot mention one intervention the MPP
regarding what?
With regards to the energy sector.
But there was Dumsor. What do you think that was?
As in 2024, we're still having power outages.
Is it to the tune or to the levels that we have now?
No. So currently, it's a crisis we are experiencing. Okay. Currently, before in April, the power outages were programmed and then planned. According to because of the upgrade we were doing, the transformer upgrade and replacement planning program. So that one, we had come up with a schedule before the power outages. Let's say, for example, Tishinungwa, before the lights go off, we announce and then inform the public that we are going to turn off your light due to replacement of your transformer. Okay, so it happened in various regions. That one was planned. And however, just last week Thursday, 23rd April, that was when we had the unfortunate incident of the fire outbreak in the Akosombo substation. So the earlier statement I made in regards to the steel getting spoiled, I was empathizing with the Ghanaian public that they are not alone in this battle.
But did your stew got spoiled?
Oh yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
He's back with Tom's stew. He enjoys it. He got spoiled. It's bad, so sad.
Sunrise on 3FM.
Yes.
The best
You know,
in the
people are going through a lot. No. So the difference between the NDC and the MPP.
Yeah.
The NDC, we understand.
Your stews get spoiled, we say it, but we don't say it.
We understand and listen to the people. And we relate. Okay, we relate at their level. You know, they are not going through it alone.
How do you respond to areas that have not been told that we are changing your transformer, but their lights are still off? And I'll give you a classical example. I was in Tamale yesterday from Borga, came down. I was in Tamale for quite some time before I booked I hopped on the plane to Accra, the last flight at 7:20. I was in certain portions in Tamale. Right from the airport area, you come into I've forgotten the name of the town, forgive me. But the lights have not been on. I was in Borga when I checked because I was coming to do some work there. I got to Tamale, the lights were not on. In fact, I had to stay in Borga for another night because the power had not returned. Hoping that when I left on Sunday, by the time I got there in the afternoon, the lights will be on. The lights were still not on. This morning, I checked again, the light is still not on. And clearly, you cannot tell me that over 5 days we are swapping a transformer.
No, so the fire outbreak occurred on the 23rd April. That's last week Thursday.
Right.
So it was after that we started having this rampant and then unplanned. No. The example Johnny just gave, it was just you gave the example from this weekend to yesterday, which is happened after the power outbreak, the explosion. So I mean, we live in a country where the energy minister, you know, can sit down and instruct Ghanaians, meaningful, well-meaning Ghanaians who voted you into power,
right,
to draw your own schedule. And the only fault of Ghanaians was that they were making inquiries, asking why are our lights going off, what's happening, what's going on. And he sits down and then throws tantrums and then throws his hands about as if he owns the country. And he's the same person who wanted to run for vice president. And you see what Ghanaians did to him. So
that was why you were voted into power.
Exactly.
What have you changed?
Have you brought the schedule now?
Oh no, come on, allow me. Come on, allow me.
So
what have you changed?
The schedule, as I mentioned, no. As I mentioned earlier, there are two different scenarios we're experiencing. The first scenario started in April, which is the replacement of the transformers. Okay, if these transformers had been replaced duly and on time, we wouldn't have been having these challenges we're experiencing now. So what's happening now is the replacement of the of the transformers in that's in the early stages of April until the unfortunate incident last week, which is being investigated and corrected as we speak. So it was from last week that we started having these frequent and rampant power outages that we are currently experiencing. So it's two different scenarios. Let's not confuse the two. The initial one was planned, scheduled, and according to a planned schedule. This current one is rampant, which is currently being under control, which is why I was strictly empathizing with Ghanaians currently going through it, that is being worked on. And I assure Ghanaians that His Excellency, the President, is putting in
the area is Songnayili.
Songnayili.
Yes.
Okay.
Songnayili in the north. The light has been off for at least, I know, 3 days. And that certainly cannot be. Songnayili. Okay. Songnayili. Yeah.
That's where my sister lives.
Okay. Yes. So you can actually verify from your sister.
Of course. No, I know. I already know what they're going through.
I have a little problem with, if by now a number of the MPP guys who were, accused of, procurement breaches and procurement malpractices had been imprisoned by now, Kamaldeen wouldn't have the confidence to sit here and.
But your Attorney General says that he is working on the cases. Why are you blaming Kamal for it?
So Dumsor has now gone to they should imprison people. What kind of argument is this?
No.
It's a big conversation.
No, hold on. He said, yeah. What are you saying?
He said if they had imprisoned people, they would not. What has that got to do with my life?
I want to know the correlation.
The correlation is the embezzlement and the financial malpractices which happened during their government, which led to the deaths we experienced when we were taking over government. Okay, to the tune of over 68 billion Ghana cedis.
What has that got to do with my light staying on?
It's got to do with your light staying on in regards to the fact that certain monies which before could have been used to replace transformers, certain monies before which could have been used to maintain our transformers as and when we needed it, has not been done not done.
So you think that jailing people then will cower them into submission? Is that what?
No, I think that retrieving the stolen loot, retrieving the stolen funds, would have been used to replace these transformers.
Okay.
And if they were replaced on time, we wouldn't have experienced this currency.
I hear you. Come on, take your bites on this quickly so we can move on.
I wouldn't like I can appreciate the struggle of my brother. He's been struggling.
He's struggling.
Yeah, of course, he's struggling. You see, that's what happens when you are in power. You see, when reality dawns on you, it's different from when you are in a position and you want to run your mouth. Okay? And say whatever you want to say.
Sunrise on
How
3FM, the best
by saying
in the
that
morning.
if they had imprisoned people, if they had arrested and imprisoned people, look, oral.
Operation Recover or Loot.
That was what they did when we voted for them first. Without recourse to any legal regime, you set up something. Okay, so of course, morally you said it was right. And then you said, through Okujato Ablakwa, you told Ghanaians that you had uncovered about $21 billion in loot, and that you were going to recover all these monies and presented it. Your Attorney General, Dominic Ayine, says most of it were garbage and cannot be tried in court. I didn't say it. A member of Oral, who was an Auditor General, Domelevo, said most of what they did were garbage. I didn't say it. So who are you lying to? And you come and sit there and say they should imprison people based on nothing.
Prosecute.
You said they should have been in prison.
Prosecute
those
who are
your background.
those
If you
who
are
are
a medical person, of course I am.
He's a medical
very
person.
Good. So
but you are learning
to be a legal person. There is a process you take through. Every single person is protected in this country. Johnny is protected. I'm protected. You are protected. Okay. Article 19 tells you that there must be due process of the law. It's clear. You don't just get up and put people in prison. So don't let the people deceive you. My good brother, the point is that you lie to Ghanaians that you're going to get 21 billion. Where is the 21 billion? Even
from Oral.
From Oral. You've not gotten it. 2 years down the line. You lied to
It's not 2 years yet, Kamba.
They're almost 2 years.
It's not 2 years.
Going down.
1 year, 4 months.
I want him to know where he is.
1
He doesn't
year,
know.
4 months.
They can't even build a proper docket. It took the president to come and tell you that hey, we are overwhelmed with cases and we even want private lawyers to help us. The next moment you are after OSP, who is supposed to help you prosecute. Just give him a fiat. Even that one, you want to scrap it off.
Has he gone to request?
Your moral right.
Has the OSP gone to request for the fiat?
Oh, it's two-way. You see, it's either an executive instrument is presented, it's prepared if you really are committed, okay, by the executive, empowering the OSP to continue with his work. That is, if you are committed to fighting corruption. Or he also says, okay, based on Section 4 of the Act, I would like to write for that clearance. Right. It's two-way. So this is not a matter we should even be. If you and I all want to fight corruption. Now, so this brother should understand there's a due process of the law.
For those of you watching us on Facebook on 3FM927, this is a situation in the Ashanti region. This is a barber. He doesn't have electricity, but he is using a rechargeable clipper to barb the hair of it, and has a torchlight as well. That's how bad this is. Even operation,
some people use lanterns. That's what is happening.
Where? Lanterns where?
Go to the villages where there are no lights. You mention so do it in the chief's compound there. If there's some minor surgery to be done on somebody and there's no light, won't they use lantern? 3FM. Why don't you use lantern? You say you are building chief's compound across the country, and you've even given contracts on that, on primary health care. You are a doctor. But and if there are no lights and you have to put nurses, health workers there, you even say health workers, if they refuse posted, they will not get their slot. You have done all this and you don't have energy. You have told us you are going to give a 24-hour economy. That's NDC for you.
You disagree with Abampa Papa?
When there's no energy, how can I do 24 hours? The Baba is struggling with light. You have not seen the Baba. So how can there be 24-hour economy? Okay. So you see your lies to people. Ghanaians are watching you and they've seen it.
Let's listen to Christopher. Christopher is a Northern Regional correspondent. Listen to him.
If the power is on, the light is on, the current is not enough to be able to power some machines. About 2 months ago, some cold store operators within these areas, the Eastern Corridor areas, have come out to complain actually that their products were going bad and they were running into some financial losses. Now, the issue is that in the Greater Tamale community itself, we have instances where there are power outages, but some of the instances we have the NECO VRA people coming to explain to the populace that at this particular time there will be power outages for some maintenance work, but the situation in the Eastern Corridor part is not like that. The power goes off. It takes about an hour or two before there is a communication as to what triggered the power to go off. And so those in the Eastern Corridor part are actually bearing the brunt, but those around the western part of the northern region and savannah regions are not actually experiencing it that much.
But you earlier said that the situation is...
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
26 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Now, the question is, should religious leaders stay away from national conversations? Should they keep mute or neutral? Or should they speak up without fear or favor? Now, listen to the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Dr. Nyameche. Listen to him.
Environmental degradation and galamsey menace. The extensive pollution of water bodies due to illegal mining has hampered traditional water baptism in some mining communities, necessitating a shift to synthetic rubber pools in several districts to carry out the ordinance. Retention of souls. While we give glory to God for the multiple of souls won, a critical challenge, unfavorable rainfall patterns, and the deterioration of cocoa farms have disestablished the livelihood of members who depend on agriculture and farming. These unpredicted environmental conditions, along with the seasonal migration of fisher folks, continue to impact the steady financial growth and stability of affected local assemblies. Human capital constraints and literacy gap high rate of illiteracy among some members and officers remain a barrier to the effective implementation of Vision 2028. This challenge is reportedly evident in the Bible study and home cell meetings, where there is insufficient pool of teachers to manage the manual and ensure effective discipleship. Leadership overburdening and commitment challenge. In many local assemblies, a few dedicated individuals are often saddled with multiple roles, leading to operational inefficiency and burnout.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Yes, sir. The better. Then next time,
okay.
Ma form to that level.
What's in the warning?
They can't tell.
Okay, so
yes.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
We're talking about Galamsey. I have heard that there is somebody who says that some senior pastor has talked against Galamsey, and so he's shouting at him. Tell that woman we are not afraid of her. It's not about party. We are not afraid of anybody. Like the Pope said, I'm not afraid of Trump's administration. If something is sin, it is sin, whether it is under Akufo-Addo or under Mahama or whoever. If it is evil, it is evil. And you Ghanaians, you sit there and let the Galamsey go on. All your children and grandchildren will just die early. The thing is so evil. I don't understand why. I do, sorry for this digression. I do remember when I was chairman of Christian Council, I went with the current president, the Church of Pentecost head. We went to the then president and told him that Galamsey should stop. I was the one that led the delegation. We talked and talked about it. It's not just during this, it's not about party issues at all. If people cannot think beyond party, they should stop opening their mouths. And I'm serious about what I'm talking about. We are not afraid of anybody. No party. We were there before there was party.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning. Sunrise on 3FM,
Minister,
the best in the morning.
Our church. You know, myself, Honorable Elder Ofusu-Ampofo, our local government minister, and several others are members of your church. A few days ago, one of our colleagues, Dr. Mary Osi, slipped a bit against you. And I want on this occasion to commemorate my birthday, to let the whole church forgive us. It was just a slip. It wasn't intentionally done to malign our church. I believe sincerely that you forgive her and forgive us and accept us as your children. God richly bless all of you.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Well, so
this lady, she has made me more popular. Yeah. If people like that, I don't think about them. Yeah, because she just made our church and myself more popular. If I held anything against her, like standing here to speak for 45 minutes, I would have said something about it. But I think that we all have our opinions on issues. And so let's just forget about it. So I've forgiven her. So don't worry. I want your heart to be to rest and enjoy this day. Shall we rise in prayer?
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM.
So what I just did was to bring you a chronological turn of events, right from stay in your lane to the appeal for apology and apologizing, and then the man of God saying that, well, I've forgiven you, go and sin no more. Doc, there are varied opinions that the Free Zones Board should have been sacked. to indicate that the government really is interested in cracking the whip and not doing the same things back in the day. Because back in the day, President Akufo-Addo was nicknamed the clearing agent. Even when somebody was wrong, he would say, no. And off the top of my mind, I can remember the Sputnik V issues when they came. Kwekwaji Mamenu, former member of parliament for Doma Central, was under heavy heat. The president had occasion to go to one of the regions and said that he and their Greek minister then were one of the best ministers, and that they didn't deserve the flag that they were receiving. Many thought that they should have been sacked. So many assumed that with the inception of this new government, things like this will not be countenanced. But here we are. The woman is still at post. She has been forgiven, but it means a lot. Should she have been sacked?
I've always believed in principles, and I've always been.
You have to speak up for me, please.
So I've always believed in principles, and I've always believed in honesty and integrity, and it's unfortunate with regards to her comments on this matter, and I believe there should have been some form of reprimands, in order to, serve as a curtail. To prevent situations like this from happening. Because I'm firmly of the belief that the leader of the Pentecost Church had every right to comment on this galamsey, because galamsey is a major crisis we're experiencing. And look, personally in the hospital that I'm working with, I mean, even through the previous years and all that, we noticed a rise in this morning. I noticed you mentioned quite a number of things.
That's right.
And then you are quite ready when it comes to this galamsey issue.
Yes.
You mentioned mercury,
cyanide, lead, sodium chloride, chlorine,
perfect,
alum.
Perfect.
And you put all together. You are creating a nuclear bomb in your stomach. That's what you are doing.
So it's a major crisis we're experiencing now. Mercury has the ability to cross what we call the blood-brain barrier. It goes into your brain. It can cause neurological defects.
Minamata disease. Yeah.
Hey, you are
using the medical terminology.
It's very well read. Yeah. So it also has the ability to cross what we call the sperm cell barrier. And can lead to infertility in males. In women, it can also reduce your fertility. So it's a major problem. You mentioned renal disease, which is extremely important. We've noticed an extreme increase in the level of kidney problems, kidney disease that we are experiencing, and you realize that again, this leads to an increased pressure on the dialysis machine. So a leader of the Pentecost Church has every right to be concerned about the welfare of his congregation. I'm sure he has people in his church who probably have kidney diseases, who probably, have drank the water and then the contaminated fishes and, have grown crops in the soil contaminated by the galamsey. So it's a major issue. In fact, there are, there are historical precedents. The great Dr. Martin Luther King was a reverend minister. And he was a popular civil rights activist. Protestant. Until his untimely murder in 1968. And you realize that he led the civil rights movement. And if not for him, maybe we never know, maybe the blacks could have still been in slave trade. Also Pope Francis, who used to be the head of the Catholic Church. And until last year, 2025, also was a major advocate when it comes to climate change, global warming, the effects of global warming and climate change, which is extremely very important. He was also very vocal when it comes to refugees and poverty and all these issues. Also in South Africa, we used to have a pastor, Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Was an advocate when it came to the apartheid movement. Between 1986 and 1996. He was Bishop of Johannesburg and then I think Cape Town, respectively. And he led a movement. He was very vocal when it comes to apartheid, when it comes to the challenges that were facing the South Africans and all that. So I believe religious leaders are extremely essential in our environment. And I agree with the Chief of Staff stand with regard to the apology.
Should the lady have been shown the exit? That's my question.
I believe there should be...
Per your principle.
I think you're putting on the spot. That's a decision for the president to take.
Allow me to.
This one, no.
Allow me to do my.
Come on. Actually, it's a decision for the president to take. Come on.
Allow me to ask my question.
I'm not sure you are being fair to my brother when you say he should say whether he should.
Allow me to do my work. Can I do my work, please?
So
I'm not a bad person.
So Johnny, it's a very good question, and I mean, I'll leave that to the prerogative of the chief of staff.
They should do that, not
and president.
No,
to handle
he has an opinion.
I trust.
You have an opinion.
No, but we have leaders.
I have an opinion.
He follows the leaders, and of course, the leaders have to do. That's why he follows.
Should the lady have been? Should the lady have been sacked?
That's what he has done.
Should the lady have been
sacked?
For
me, he should even. She has even kept long. She should be sacked.
So why can you say it, and why can't?
Why? You see, I can say it comfortably because I know everything is wrong with their government, and I'm telling them what to do.
No. So
everything is wrong with their government, so that's fine. Anyway.
So yes. So basically, I mean, I like the approach of the chief of staff and then the president in immediately addressing this issue.
Right.
You see, sometimes maybe in the spur of the moment, the woman could have said something unfortunate. You know, even in the official setting. You know, even in dealing with clients, dealing with patients, you know, in fact, maybe Johnny Hughes, even your job, dealing with clients, you know, sometimes some things may be said in the spur of the moment. So she apologized, and then the chief of staff also came in quickly to apologize, which was extremely good, in order to calm tensions, and then they immediately
she's been forgiven by the man of God. Dr. Nyamiche has forgiven her. That's what he said, and that forgiving the chief of staff and everybody else. So that's a good step. But then, in terms of good governance, is this the kind of posture we need? Because look, your government came to power on the back of this Galamsey fight. In fact, in opposition, you were calling for a state of emergency of the previous government. You were insisting that President Akufo-Addo declares a state of emergency, and that giving the rights to hold on to power, you were going to stop this. In fact, in the early days of your government, Professor Brown Kluche of the EPA said that, look, give me money, give me these soldiers and security
and 4 helicopters.
And we will stop it. So these are your own words, pretty much like Dr. Bawumia's words that were used for. These are your own words. So far, we have not seen the action. So again, I ask, is this the posture when you have not been able to fulfill the promise that you made to the people? Is this the right posture?
Not at all. And I'll state categorically
Sunrise
that,
on 3FM, the best
I mean,
in the
you know,
morning.
if we make a promise to the people, okay, let's say, Johnny, I tell you that I'm going to do something. Okay, maybe I take a loan from you and I tell you I'll pay within a month or a week. But I'm having some challenges. Like, I'll quickly contact you, Johnny, things that go difficult for me. So again, the communication aspect of the Dr. Iwusi, I mean, could have been handled a bit better.
Right.
You understand? If you are dealing with people, there's a way to communicate in order to curb their emotions and in order to curb tension, especially if, you know, you said we're going to do something at a particular point in time, but there have been a couple of challenges. However, I still want to commend our Minister for Lands and Natural Resource for the various interventions being made.
9 months
and all that. And I agree.
Should we adopt the shoot to kill so that we end this? Because the people are killing us. Should we also give them an equal measure of what they are serving us? Lawyer Kwame Kufu, made that clear. That look, and this has been a long-standing view that I've held, that these people are killing us. What should we continue playing with them? You are the medical doctor. I'm sure that in your consulting room you see a lot more effect of what we will not see, because Kamal and I, we are not medical doctors. We can only sit and read and say, deduce. But you see the lab results, you see the patients. Should we kill them too?
From a personal point of view, for me, when it comes to certain instances, you must hit hard. I mean, because there are certain innocent people, okay, people who are not actively engaged in this calamity.
The entire time to my brother.
No, I have not.
People who are not actively engaged.
I'm monitoring the time.
People who are not actively engaged in this Galamsey menace, okay, but who unfortunately maybe they grow crops, who unfortunately they fish in these water bodies, who unfortunately they drink from these water bodies. They get exposed to this Galamsey, and then they don't make money from this Galamsey. So I believe that we have to be certain stringent, strict measures may have to be implemented, and to ensure, sometimes when dealing with people, you must make the act extremely uncomfortable to participate in the first place. However, I mean, we live in a democratic dispensation where the constitution is the supreme law of the land, and where we have to abide by the rules and regulations. So if anything has to be done, we have to go through the constitution to make sure the laws.
So now you know that when you were saying they should jail him, they should put him in prison.
To make sure.
Now you have a constitution.
Allow the man
to make sure the laws are in place. So we have to, make sure, and then. But I believe that this Galamsey is a serious menace that has to be tackled critically.
And you have the job to do that. So please do your job. Come on. Should a lady have gone? You said yes, but does the apology now suffice and cushion her from going?
Given what your producer sent me, basically it boils down to what the lady's comments and to Reverend Yamiche's comment, and
whether religious leaders should stay neutral, should they speak on national issues?
Before we get there, it is important to put in perspective that leadership in itself emanated from the clergy.
Right.
Okay, when you look at the way the world started, we had divine laws until God in his own wisdom brought about humanity and brought about human beings giving wisdom to form laws,
right,
and then gave them the authority to lead. So when you take St. Augustine's era, come to St. Aquina's era, I'm talking about the Christendom,
right,
okay, basically to the Roman Empire. Religion was actually showing the way in terms of leadership. When it comes to Islam, the same way, we also have the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam era. After him, we have the caliphs and all that moving. So religion is rooted in politics and leadership. Okay, so whether or not religious people should speak, okay, the answer is yes. Nothing should gag them, because they even started leadership until they see the leadership to, if you like, proper politicians, or to say people who call themselves politicians, okay, or people who call themselves monarchs and all that. So you see, it is not out of place to have a clergy person or a religious person speaking. On this matter of Galamsey, the Catholic Bishop Secretariat or Conference has always been on it, speaking. Okay? Other Protestant churches have spoken. Okay? And of course, the Pentecostal leaders have spoken, or Pentecost leaders have spoken. So it is something that we do. Even Muslim communities, all of us speak. Even clergy or non-religious people have been speaking about it. So the question is supposed to be clear, that every single citizen of this country has the right to comment on what is not going on well. But see, let's take the comments of Reverend Yamiche in perspective. What did he say? You played it.
Yeah.
He didn't say much. All he said was that this is the problem that is posed us today.
Right.
We cannot even baptize traditionally. We have to resort to what? If you like,
swimming pools,
plastic swimming pools, to do that. We have moved from that norm. And he says that is done as a result of necessity, because they must baptize. Okay? Then he then said, this is a complex problem, and as a result of it being a complex problem, we need complex solutions to it. And human beings who are supposed to be caused to help solve this problem must be caused to do that. Caused here didn't mean that he cares them. He said, let's be deliberate about telling them to do it.
Right.
What did he say wrong? What did he say wrong? Then somebody, as a result of your arrogance of power, decided that I want to come and descend on him.
Chief of Staff says she slipped.
You see, one thing I have learned about this country, the same Galamsey matter. We have seen two people crying. Prominent people in this country. First, it was the minister, Amakofi Bua. He sat on press conference and then he was wailing like a baby. When they asked, he said the people involved in Galamsey are so difficult to fight. Then the next time we have had our own chief of staff, who when he was outdooring the code of conduct for appointees, he stood and said, look, the very time you will not see the president, or it will be difficult to see the president, is when we are about to sack you. You will go around. Whether he's your friend or he's not your friend, you won't get him. He warned.
In the morning.
He also said that he dared to serve the people. So arrogance of power must be nipped in the bud. And told them to follow the code of conduct religiously. What has happened to the code of conduct? You have now shelved the code of conduct and you decide to come and shed tears. For somebody who is supposed to follow the code of conduct you have instituted religiously, you are shedding tears for that person. When I told you these people are a bunch of deceitful people who have come to deceive Ghanaians, you should understand me.
Okay.
They are a bunch of people who have tried to deceive Ghanaians.
Is it wrong to apologize?
It's not wrong. Yesterday, when people apologized, they said it was wrong. And that somebody should show leadership and sack.
Oh, who apologized?
Why? What did you say today?
Who apologized?
You were referencing Akufo-Addo as clearing agent.
I didn't name him.
Major clearing agents are today these people. They are serious clearing agents.
Promax, yeah.
Promax. Clearing agent Promax. They are. So for NDC, you see, the least said about them, the better. And I'm happy Ghanaians are beginning to know them. They're beginning to understand
it looks like
the kind of people we are.
Your party is in a hurry to see this government fail.
Oh, we are not. No, I'm not. Look, when I started off this morning, I told you it is my wish to have life. Because look, let me tell you, I am suffering when life doesn't go because my work demands power. Okay? What I live on with my livelihood demands power. So if there's no power, I'm in trouble.
Okay.
So I will not, it's not my prayer for them to fail.
I hear you.
But we must say it as it is and let people understand that the people who claim they were saints, who claim they will come and put Ghana well, they themselves today are crying and suffering.
Okay. I hear you. Thank you very much indeed. Kamaldeen Abdullah is a Deputy Director of Communications of the NPP. Also, Dr. Mwabeng Agri is a member of the National Communications Team of the NDC. There's never enough time for any politician in this country. It's now time for birthday. Come on. Be coming down. We'll see you. You're a diplomat. You're a diplomat. So
I'll be coming off it. No problem.
Birthday's time now.